Yeah. Silent Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep. Go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. About to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar. Hey. Wild card bar. Wild card bar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card bar. Wild card bar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card bar. Wild card bar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card bar. Wild card bar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Hey.
Give me a second, let me light up real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition, hosted by Mr. Modelo himself. You already know the name by now. You know what I'm saying? Wild Card Mar. You already know the vibe. Pull up, let's go.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar.
Yes, sir. What's happening, folks? Your boy Wildcard Mar. I'm in the building. Welcome to another episode of I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition. And always, I'm going to show some love to my guy, 40 Water, Silent Hill TDS. Did the intro for the show. Tap in with my guy. You see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Hitchhikers. All right, tap in with my guy. That's my dude right there. And most importantly, hey, make sure whenever you get a chance, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, to the Facebook channel, the Instagram channel, I.O.W. Sports 1 on the Twitter. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, man. Hey, we appreciate all the love and the support. Hey, it is, trust me, I love it. I'm absolutely floored with all the love and gratitude that everybody be giving us. But man, hey, let's talk some sports. Obviously, this is a weird day in sports. I never seen something like this. Obviously, we'll talk about Nick Saban retiring, Pete Carroll out as coach of the Seahawks. We'll talk Kawhi Leonard getting an extension. He got some bread. Kawhi got some bread. They gave the man some bread. All right, so we'll talk about that. And then, I just want to start right here because I'm a sports fan. If everybody that watches my content, I am a content creator because I love talking sports, because I've always loved sports. I played sports as a youth. I played sports through high school. I did not have the drive or the mindset to take sports beyond high school. I was into girls. I was into being cool. I was into, I drank a little and, I'm a little smoky. That's what I did in high school. All right. So I wouldn't focus on taking athletics past high school. So I always say that to say this. Anybody that watches my content, I'm not doing this to be an expert. I'm doing this to have a platform and say my piece, give my takes on sports. Yeah, I'm hoping that one day you guys come to my takes on sports instead of listening to all these numbskulls on these big networks. All right, I'm getting it out the mud here. But this is what I definitely want to talk about fans. Here's my thing. Are fans doing too much? And the reason why I asked that question is because here we are getting another story of somebody, you know, losing their life. A fan at a sporting event. You know, the reports are coming out of a 30-year-old male. He, you know, was in Miami this past weekend for the Bills and the Dolphins. You know, that's a rivalry. You know, they are division foes. They play each other twice a year, and it came down to, you know, this past game of who's going to win the AFC East. And so things get heated. You know, stuff like that happens. All right. My thing is why is it getting to the point that somebody has to die? Huh? That's all I ask. Is why? Why is it getting to that point that somebody loses their life over some? Has anybody noticed? Hey, I know we all love sports, but is it worth going that far, going to that level? I don't think it is. I never thought it was, you know, that crucial of a thing to go that far. I never thought it was that crucial. I mean, when did we get to that point that, you know, hey, it's that bad that we gotta, you know, take someone's lives? Huh? It's not that serious, folks. I mean, it's like year in and year out, we're seeing behavior from fans at sporting events get worse and worse. It to me, it's getting out of control. We seen, you know, in basketball, obviously you're closer to the players, you know, throwing drinks, throwing popcorn. You know, obviously I get, you know, you want to talk, you want to, you know, look. Here's my thing on heckling. Is you know, just you could probably say something funny. You ain't got to call them out their names. You ain't got to talk about their families and doing things like that. Like it's getting too far. Why are we getting to that point where somebody gotta die over a game? Fans, hey, we do know we don't get paid for this. We don't get paid for being a fanatic. And I understand fan is short for fanatic. But you do understand that, you know, fanatic is a, you know, is a word, a more simplified word for saying crazy. I understand we don't want to be mentally crazy off of this sports shit. Why are we getting into that level? This should not be a situation where fans should have to worry about their lives at a sporting event. They shouldn't have to worry about their safety at a sporting event. And it's like year in and year out, it gets further and further and further and further away from sanity. It's almost getting to this point where it's just getting just so downright out of control. Really? We don't get paid for this. Matter of fact, we the ones that are keeping this sports thing alive because we keep paying for it. We go to the games, we buy the jerseys, we pay them ridiculous parking fees, we pay for the concessions and the drinks at the stadium, we pay for the Sunday ticket and the NBA League Pass and the passes and all the TV rights on TV. We're paying for that. We are the fans. So my thing is, hey, if we're invested into that, we shouldn't go that far. I want to go enjoy a game. Next time I go to a sporting event, I want to enjoy it because the money I got, I'm working hard for this shit. And when you got 3 kids and y'all see these damn high-ass grocery bills, these damn groceries is high as hell, cost of living is high as hell, rent high as hell, insurance high as hell, gas high as hell, just living is high as hell. Why the hell I'm using a sporting event as a way to escape this reality that we call life. I ain't trying to, take you down, my brother or sister, at a sporting event. We may be on opposite sides of who we rooting for, but it ain't that damn serious. It ain't. It ain't never been that serious. It ain't serious to lose my sanity over. It ain't that serious to lose my life over it. So, hey man, that's unfortunate that this young man who's a Bills fan gets taken out of the rivalry game in Miami. Gone. Like fans, we doing too much. We doing way too much. I understand you want to root for your squad. Get the tattoos on your squad. Buy the merchandise. Hey, that's cool. Deck out your room. Have the helmets and I got some stuff too. I got Chiefs memorabilia and some Royals and some Lakers stuff. I got hats for days. Royals hats, Chiefs hats, Lakers hats. But one thing you won't ever see me doing, I see this shit on the internet every day. Every football game, there's a fight. Every stadium, there's a fight. What? Why are we fighting? Y'all know how much the NFL is making money off your backs, and you're going to waste a day or weeks or whatever, a charge on your record, some time in jail over these punk-ass games? Hell no. Come on, y'all. We got to smarten up. Yes, we got to chill the hell out with this craziness, this absolute nonsense. Come on now. Tighten up, y'all. We got to do better. Fans, we doing way too much over these damn sport events. It ain't that damn serious. What the hell are we doing? Come on. And look, I'm all for, more strict penalties for people acting a damn fool at sporting events. Because at some point in time, I want to take my children to a sporting event and let them enjoy what daddy enjoys. But I ain't gonna put up with no shit with my kids there. I know that for damn sure. Don't get out of control. And I got my peoples with me. Then they gonna have to see a side of Pops that they ain't never want to see, and they don't need to see. They don't need to see that side of Pop. But I know if I go to a sporting event with my kids and my youngest, and y'all want to do on some, please do not make sure that side of Pops come out. Don't let Papa Bear go crazy. It should be an environment for everybody of all ages, of all ethnicities, or whatever you feel, whatever fan you of, whatever team you root for. It should be an environment to be safe in, not this foolishness where people are getting shot and killed. It's just getting crazy. It's getting ridiculous, and that's a shame. And that's unfortunate for that young man's family. 30 years old. Still got a lot of life to live, and he can't. It's gone over a damn sporting event because we probably talking shit to each other, probably got drunk, probably some alcohol involved, and I don't want to speculate because I don't know. But regardless, it shouldn't get to that level. It should never, ever get to that level that somebody got to lose a life over a damn sporting event. Come on now, chill out. Oh my goodness. I get it. It is rivalries, y'all. Rivalries happen. But I don't need to go to that depth. You don't need to go to that point where, worry about people's lives and shit. Come on. Grab a Modelo, cheers, and chill out. Damn. Ain't that serious? I love a good Modelo. Anyway, let's keep this train moving, man. One of the biggest things that made today crazy in the world of sports is I didn't see this coming. If you saw Nick Saban retiring in 2024 on your bingo card, you might want to go play some lottery numbers, because if you saw that coming, you good. I did not see that coming at all. At all. I did not. And to be honest, you know, and I've never been a big Nick Saban fan, but there's one thing I will say. He changed. Hey, there was one point in time that the man, he had football world in NCAA, the college football world, on lock. 17 years in Alabama, he turned it into a juggernaut. Literally, it was the factory of many of pro players coming out of Alabama. It was a place where Alabama was going to be in a running of a national championship each and every year. They were always a threat to win a national championship. One of the best. He had one of the best recruiting classes year in and year out. But his legacy goes beyond Alabama. Obviously, he's going to be known for Alabama, but the man won a national championship in LSU. And quite honestly, if you ask me, I think he probably could have done what he did at Alabama at LSU had he decided to stay instead of going to the pros. That's just my opinion. Because you kind of saw it coming where okay. You know, he coached at Michigan State, so he's been around. He's even coached in the pros for a minute. People forget that he was Belichick's D coordinator in Cleveland when Belichick was coach there. So and Nick Saban spent a lot of years in coaching, and you know, love him or hate him, he was a big figurehead in college football for the last 20 plus years. That's one thing you can't deny about Nick Saban. That dude was, you know, he had a little lock on college football. Say what you want. The man had a lock on college football. That man was synonymous with college football. It went together. It went together like Kool and Aid, ham and burger, college football, and Nick Saban. It went together. It was you couldn't have one without the other. So Nick Saban, you know, me personally, I gotta say this, y'all, because I keeps it real with my show. All right. Here's the deal. Birds of a feather flock together, right? We've always known that, right? Birds of a feather flock together, right? So I'm just surprised Saban's name never got mentioned in anything of any cheating scandals or recruiting scandals or, you know, improper something. No sanctions from the NCAA. I'm just surprised. And the reason why I'm surprised is because birds of a feather flock together. Him and Belichick, buddies. They homies. They are homies. And the reason why I say that is because when I say birds of a feather flock together, we know about the little situations with Belichick in the NFL. Somehow Saban escaped all that noise. I don't know. So, look, it is what it is. He managed to keep his name out of some crap. Big ups to Saban. I'm just saying birds of a feather flock together. I don't know how he managed to do it. Belichick got caught. Saban didn't. I guess he was better at cleaning up and marking his tracks. Allegedly. I gotta say allegedly because Saban ain't gonna sue me. I ain't got no bread. But fact of the matter is, I did not see this coming of Nick Saban retiring. But then I understand it because Nick Saban is not young. He ain't no spring chicken. He's no young man. And what exactly is there left for Nick Saban to do? That's one question that I got for anybody, especially Alabama fans. Well, why we're going to miss you, Nick. Why retire? Well, what else is there to do? He's been at the forefront of college football. What else do you want Nick Saban to do? He's conquered that whole ring. I mean, him come to the NFL for what? I wouldn't. First of all, him retiring from Alabama and going to an NFL job is a pay cut. That man was the highest state employee of the state of Alabama, making almost upwards of 12 to 13 million, and that's not including them little endorsements for Affleck and the Duck. That was him getting paid from the state for being an employee of the state of a state university. Yeah, y'all, this ain't breaking news. Y'all could go look up the man's salary. It's public information. The man's getting paid. He was getting paid, and the man could do no wrong. Nick Saban could literally go through the whole state of Alabama. Well, not the whole state because there are Auburn fans, but in Tuscaloosa, where the university is at, he could literally slap every dude's wife on the back end, and nobody would dare say nothing. Man, my wife just got her ass slapped by Saban. I'm gonna tell her not to never wash it again. That's Coach Saban's hands. That's his handprint on that derriere. That's, baby, do you know who smacked your ass? That's Saban. Well, they love that man. That man can do no wrong down there. It would be a step back from him to go from coaching at Alabama to coaching one of these squads or vacancies in the NFL. So what left is there for that man to do? I'm just, kind of shocked that at this point in time, when Alabama is still one of the premier programs, for him to step away. That's the only thing I'm really surprised about. But, it's one of those things where, all good things always come to an end. You can't stay there forever. At some point in time, I guess, the monotony of, still being a premier team year in and year out and, same routine and, you getting up there in age. He's getting closer to, getting closer to 80. So at some point in time, hey, you got to know when to hold him, got to know when to fold him. But let's hear what Paul Feinbaum had to say on how this came about and why now retiring.
What do you know, and how did this come about?
Well, Paul, it is for college football, it's one of those days I think we'll probably all remember. The greatest run, certainly in modern football history, over. Nick Saban retiring, telling his team today. This is something he's done the last few years, as I think after the season, he and his wife, Terry, have gotten away and have assessed where they are with their lives, where Nick is with his career. Was not something that he did for the first time this year. And, soon after they got back from the Rose Bowl, they went down to their place in Florida, talked about it, came back, thought about it. I don't think anybody knew, I don't think anybody really knew what was going to happen. I mean, you talk to people at Alabama over the last few days, it's been business as usual. But Nick is old school, as you well know, and the first people he wanted to know were his players. And he talked to his players, he told them. And I think it's, again, something that a lot of people around that program thought there might be a chance of it happening, but I don't think anybody saw it coming over the last couple of days.
Again, Chris, so many people felt like this was a possibility, and I watch what you have to say very closely, and I felt you were pointing toward the possibility of this throughout the year, reversing where you had been previously. What do you think triggered it?
Well, I think, when you're 72 years old, first of all, Paul, 14-hour days are a lot different than they were when you're 60 or 62. That's just the way it is. And Nick's one of those guys that he can only do it one way. He's never going to scale back. He was never going to scale back and bring somebody else in to help him. He knows one way to coach football. And I think he'd gotten to the point where he felt like he had given everything he could He'd done everything he could as a head football coach to make Alabama a championship contender every year. And this was the right time, the right place for him in his life and his family to walk away. He was never going to have – someone asked me out in L.A., is there any chance that he would do this and then sort of say, I'm going to coach my last year? No way. There was never any way he was going to do a victory tour like we've seen some coaches do. He was going to decide, he was going to make his decision, talk to his family, and then he was going to be done. And that's what happened today.
Well, and there you go. That is Paul Feinbaum with Chris Lowe. Even some of the things that I said. I mean, man, he's 72. And when you coach, when you go hard in the paint, being 72, you can't sit there and act like you could, still put that same time and energy and effort into it. It's like that. Like I said, he's not no spring chicken. And just imagine being Nick Saban. You've been coaching for so long. What, working these 14-hour days, what have you missed with family time? What have you missed with friends? And I'm not saying that the man ain't got no personal life. Ain't pretty sure he finds a way to balance it. But I'm just saying out in general, there's some things that he possibly might have missed, possibly didn't have the opportunity to participate in because he was busy either recruiting, coaching, at the games, doing something football related. I mean, we got to act like these. We can't sit here and act like these coaches got a normal job. They don't have no normal 9 to 5. They got a 365 around the clock type of job. Especially if you at Alabama, one of the premier programs, and the way that he built it up, you talking about the recruiting trail you got to do. You not only got to worry about the recruits you want to your team next year, you got to worry about recruits 2-3 years down the line. You get max. Well, it used to be. For the most part, you would definitely know for a minimum of 4 years I'm gonna have a young man. Now it's 3. Hell, now it's not even that. Transfer portal, cats can go one. They in here in spring. They gone by the time the snow hit the ground in the winter because of the transfer portal. So now you don't know. And my thing is here's my guess on why Nick Saban decided to finally retire. Obviously, the age, the work involved on how much to prepare for the game, recruit, get your coaching staff, around the clock, making sure these kids ain't being no damn knuckleheads. You got to do some little babysitting. Got to do a little bit of babysitting, because you got 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids out on their own, probably for the first time in their life, no parental vision, and you got to be on them, so there is some babysitting involved in coaching, especially in college. Look, there's so many hats that you're wearing as a college coach that shit got to wear down on you. And that ain't even half of your life. You still gotta, hey man, if you got kids, you gotta pay them kids attention. You know what I'm saying? Your sons, your daughters, they still need your undivided attention as a parent, because you don't want them, being misguided because daddy is too busy coaching football all the time. And he can't be a father. He may have planted the seed, but damn it, you got to help grow it. You got a wife, significant other. Better make sure that them needs is getting met. Come on now, talk to me. Y'all know what the deal is. I'm married. Y'all married. If you ain't, you probably got a girlfriend or a significant other, whatever. You better make sure they needs is met. You don't want to walk in and see they needs getting met by somebody else. You're damn right. You don't want to see that shit, huh? So you talking about all the strain and weight on your shoulders of dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff I think that's a big part of it, especially at 72. That's part of it. Here's the biggest reason why I think Nick Saban is deciding to retire now. Look at the landscape of college football. Transfer portal, name, image, and likeness, which is the big one. And, you know, Alabama fans don't get mad at me. I'm just speaking my truth. This is my opinion. I think the fact of the matter is that there was a point in time where you were guaranteed to go to the league if you saw some playing time at Alabama under Nick Saban. Like literally. How many quarterbacks we've seen in his programs go to the NFL? Some of them didn't pan out. Some of them are still question marks. Mac Jones. You know? But if you had on that helmet, you had that jersey on, you walked out in that football field in Tuscaloosa, you had a chance to go to the pros. That's just what it was. That's the kind of factory that he built. Hell, you put on that jersey, you play for Alabama under Nick Saban, you had a shot at a national championship. So what I'm saying is you look at the landscape of college football starting to change, and it was something that was not of the norm that Saban has ever coached in. And he stuck around for a little bit more, but when you see it changing, hey, let me bow out gracefully. Looks like the stars aren't aligning. I'm getting up there in age. My family wants me around more. Maybe it's my time to exit. You know what it reminds me of? Of Nick Saban retiring. It reminds me of a couple of years back when Coach K, Mike Krzyzewski, retired. Years of dominance, year in and year out, being a national championship type of program that was always in the runnings to be a national champion, won national championships, just literally decades of dominance, very similar to what Nick Saban did, what Coach K did. But here's when Coach K started really, he hung around for a little bit, but when he saw the writings on the wall for him to go, that's when he did. Because remember, a lot of the great teams that Coach K had and the teams that won championships, he had a lot of guys that was on the squad for 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember Coach K was never a one and done type of coach. It wasn't until the landscape of college basketball changed around him when he kind of stuck around a little bit and see if his way of how he got his success was still be able to translate to how the culture of college basketball was changing. And y'all remember when the one and done was a thing. Coach K, he didn't grasp on it. He wasn't one of the first coaches to grasp on the one and done. He was one of the later coaches to grasp on it. And once he figured out that, hey, man, this ain't my style. I don't like it. I really ain't with it. And I'm not really seeing the success. I'm going to bow out gracefully on my own terms. My legacy will still be intact. Because y'all remember, hey, he was winning championships with guys that was on the roster for 3-4 years. They weren't doing the one and done. That was more John Calipari. John Calipari built Kentucky as in, hey, man, come out here. I'm going to get you to the pros. They were never, they may have been favorites to win national championships, but he won one. With all the talent that he has recruited to Kentucky, he's only won one national championship with Anthony Davis. I mean, he was just a freak of nature at that point in time. Took him to a championship. But the fact of the matter is, my main point is, you look at how Coach K was winning championships with teams that are more seasoned because they played together for more years. And then you start seeing the championship started falling off. He wasn't winning as much. He wasn't the, prohibited favorites on a regular basis to win national championships. Kyrie didn't stay in Duke long. He played 7 games, stayed hurt. Next thing you know, he's declaring for the NBA draft because his talents were that good, was that worldly. Coach K wouldn't win no national championship with him. The R.J. Barrett, Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, they was all on the team together. What they do? One and done. They was gone. The Brandon Ingram, one and done. He wasn't getting, so he tried the one and done thing, but the championships wasn't coming. And so now when you translate that to Nick Saban, you look at Nick Saban dealing with the transfer portal. Where, hey, man, I got a guy that's in here, quarterbacking. He ain't really seeing no PT. I recruited him high. Only problem is he's sitting behind a sophomore. And I got one more year with him. So instead of him waiting, he's up out of here. He's going to go to a position and spot that makes sense for him to get his shine on so he can get ready to go to the NFL draft. That's one thing you can't combat right now in college football. Thing is, transfer portal always been there. Now, it used to be once you transfer, you had to automatically sit out. Now, they changed the transfer portal rules. They changed that transfer stuff. And I think that has changed certain things, how coaches got to deal with it. Name, image, and likeness. Hell, that changes some things. Maybe I'm not going to get the bigger bag at Alabama. I might have to go to an LSU or a Georgia. Hell, Coach Prime is popping. He ain't tripping about NIL. Let me go get some bread in Colorado. You know what I'm saying? I could be in California, USC. It's still a well-known school. All I got to do is make sure my name is popping. I can get some name, image, and likeness, get some bread off of that. Alabama ain't the end-all, be-all no more. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to winning national championships, Alabama is no longer the end-all, be-all place to get a national championship no more. It's just not. You got competition with Georgia. You know what I'm saying? For real. You had that little competition for a minute with Clemson. Michigan just won it. And depending on that situation, if Harbaugh stays and can build that program up to another level, hell, Alabama's still no longer the favorite. Alabama used to be such a lock on so many aspects of college football with Nick Saban. That was the end all be all. He's losing that grip. He's lost it. Alabama ain't just the only place that can get you a spot in the NFL. Alabama ain't the only place that you know for sure you got a chance to win a national championship no more. It's just not like that no more. I kind of think that's some of the stuff that kind of helped play into his decision to retire. Because when I feel like my dominance is slipping and everybody else is catching up, and they're starting to catch on my blueprint on how I built my program, and they're following my blueprint, and it's working for them. I got to remember, Kirby Smart used to be an assistant coach under Nick Saban. He saw firsthand what he probably was doing. You don't think he ran off to Georgia and said, hey, my turn to try them tricks? He flipped it into literally putting all his starters in the NFL for the last 3 years. It turned into him being back-to-back national champions until Michigan just won it this past week. You don't think Kirby Smart didn't try to recreate the blueprint from Nick Saban? Come on, shit. Now he a hella paid coach. Now he's a high state paid employee in the state of Georgia, making almost $10, $11 million a year. Come on, man. Lane Kiffin. He stays as one of the most popular coaches in college football. He coached under Saban for a couple of years. After his ass got kicked to the curb, he sucked at Tennessee, wasn't shit, got fired from USC. He needed a job. Saban said, come on. He showed him the blueprint. You don't think Lane Kiffin ain't never took a little bit of Nick Saban blueprint to Ole Miss? Shit. He's a high paid state employee in the state of Mississippi, one of the brokest damn states in America. But he ain't broke. That's for damn sure. So if you really look at Nick Saban's career, you can also look at the fact that he has put a lot of people on him, like like Lane Kiffin, like Kirby Smart. You know what I'm saying? Like Bill O'Brien. Remember Billy O? After he got fired from Houston, he wasn't getting no job. Nick Saban said, "Come on, man. Come on." Got his career back on track, and he back in the NFL coaching assistants, coaching up in New England. You know what I'm saying? Steve Sarkisian. Hey, that man, boy, they got his ass up out of there, USC. Boy, they got him up out of there. You don't think when he got a chance to coach under Saban, learn the blueprint, now look at him. He beat Saban this year with Texas. He's helping restore the presence of Texas football back. Come on. Love or hate Saban, the man done some stuff for college football and done a lot of stuff for some people and put them back on when a lot of people was just, shh, man, I ain't touching you, bruh. Can't deal with you. Can't do nothing with you. He'll put people on his coaching staff, for scouting reasons, for other set of eyes and ears. Hey, the man put a lot of people on, but the man, I 100% feel that he just felt it was his time to go. Everybody's catching up. My dominance on college football is running out, and I didn't give too many people the blueprint. And they using it for their success. Now they catching up. I used to be looking down on them. Now I'm looking at them eye to eye. That's just how I feel. It ain't no diss to Nick Saban, but also take it as a compliment that hell. If your peers at one point were your understudies, and now that you're now you're looking at them eye to eye as true competition, you should take that as a sign of respect. Because that means that your coaching tree is successful. Not everybody's coaching tree is successful. The original tree may be successful. The other branches off that tree may not be not. Look at Bill Belichick's coaching tree. It ain't too successful. He is. Not everybody else is. So, hey, but here's the true question though. Who's the right person to succeed Nick Saban? Huh? Who's the right coach? Let's listen to what Paul Feinberg had to say on who's the right person to take over Alabama now that he's retired.
Candidate to fill those very large shoes.
I think the name you're going to hear the most is Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning spent some time as a graduate assistant at Alabama before moving over to work with Kirby Smart. I think you'll hear a couple of other names. You'll hear Steve Sarkisian. I don't know if this is a reality or not, but I think at some point DeMeco Ryans' name is going to be mentioned. It's unlikely that he would walk away after a masterpiece this year in Houston, but don't forget, he was an All-American at Alabama and is beloved by that fan base. So I think that's where you start. Lane Kiffin's name will be thrown around. I don't know if that's something that will come to fruition, but those are the names you will hear the most prominently.
And the buyout, the money you'll hear as well. We just saw it there with Dan Lanning, a $20 million buyout that they'd have to pay Oregon.
Here's the thing. Don't pay attention to these buyout monies. Do not pay attention to it because these universities don't give a damn about buying out. Especially if they feel like they really want that coach. Alabama will pay the buyout fee regardless. They ain't tripping about no 20 million. They ain't not tripping about no 20 million. You know how much money they probably made under Saban for the last 17 years? Trust and believe they ain't tripping about no damn 20 million for no damn buyout. Now, it's interesting. You say Dan Lanning is what Paul Feinberg said is you're going to hear most about. I have no problem with it. Because Dan Lanning is what, 37 years old, which hey, which is good. Being a young man in this game, he's done well for himself at Oregon. Why not? That could be your next coach that could possibly be coaching in university for the next 20, 30 years. That's not a bad option. That's really not. So if you see the success that he's had in Oregon in the Pac-12, which is not as good at football as the big dog SEC is, why not? You get into the SEC, man. You talking about you getting the cream of the crop prospects to come to your university. You getting the premier, literally, guys that, hey man, let me think about going to your school before I think about going to even on a visit to somebody else's school. SEC has always, they've been the big dogs. Then look at the fact that, hey, they the ones that get the big money. They got the big contracts with ESPN. Hell, CBS, who's been covering SEC football exclusively for years. Did y'all know that they just got bought out the SEC contract fully 100% by ESPN? Next year, Vern Lundquist ain't going to be on TV no more. Brad Nessler, no more. Musgrave, no more. Unless they become employees of ESPN, they gone. CBS used to have damn SEC football on lock. ESPN bought them up. 100% fully guaranteed contract with the SEC. And you know who owns ESPN? Disney. You know how much control Disney got over entertainment? They got control over damn near everything. Disney money is a different type of money. They damn near got their hands on everything entertainment wise, literally. They damn near monopolized it. They ain't quite, but they got the big, most influential hand on sports and entertainment. When it comes to all this movie shit, they the big dogs. So there's a different type of money. So having Dan Lanning there at 37 could possibly be, he could usher in another 20, 25, maybe 30 years of coaching. Consistency. It is something that can be consistent because he's 37. He's young. It makes a great case. Here's a name that I think should always be mentioned in this situation to take over for Nick Saban. Dabo Swinney. Say what you want. I know he's never been a big fan of NIL and transfer portal, but guess what? He can fill the shoes of Nick Saban because, hell, he's beating them. We can't act like a point in time that Dabo Swinney wasn't literally the head-to-head coach that was giving Nick Saban fits. He was giving them fits because his recruiting was just as good. At Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson. He beaten Saban twice for a national championship, and that's one thing that you must respect. He played at Alabama, so he gets to go back to his alma mater. Obviously, that's what. Come on, you think that's not going to play into it? Hey, he used to play for Alabama. He knows the Roll Tide tradition. What we stand for here at Alabama. You are a former coach. Well, you still are a coach, but you are a coach at a university that has won championships, won 2 of them. You know what it is to be at the top of the college football mountain. I think Dabo Swinney makes the perfect candidate. And he's sitting at 54. You don't think he can possibly be the coach for the next 20 years or at least 17? Nick Saban put in 17. I could see another 17 with Dabo. He knows what it takes to win. I think he makes a great candidate. There's some other names that's been mentioned. Obviously, Lane Kiffin, Kalen DeBoer from Washington, Mike Norvell from FSU, Steve Sarkisian from Texas, James Franklin from Penn State. I think James Franklin, to me, is the least favorite for me to get this job. Here's the deal. It's not that I don't like James Franklin as a coach. It's just that we see what happens when he always goes against bigger competition. He can't even win the Big Ten. He can't even get past Ohio State. He can't get past Michigan. Show me you can get past them 2 first before I can ever consider you to be filling the shoes of Nick Saban at Alabama in the SEC. It's just my opinion. It's my opinion. But hey, man, whatever the situation is, it's going to be tough to fill the shoes of Nick Saban, and that's just a fact, Jack. I don't think there's no doubt about that. As in, how the hell you gonna be able to find a way to come even close? Well, you won't. But that's why I think Dan Lanning probably should be 1A and Dabo should be 1B, because you look at if you want the longevity with Dan Lanning, because he's 37, what if he's able to fill the shoes? He might be able to surpass what Nick Saban does. The 17 years that he's done at Alabama in the 6 championships, Dan Lanning could probably stay there at Alabama for 25, 30 years. And hell, because it's the SEC, is Alabama, and you are in the middle of the best melting pot of recruits. Florida's right there. Texas is right there. Georgia's right there. And you can get them guys to come to Tuscaloosa. Hell, you might get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 championships. I'm not saying that it'll happen, but it's a possibility if he stays here for 30 years. He might eclipse Nick Saban. So I would go Dan Lanning 1A and Dabo Swinney 1B as candidates to fulfill those shoes. And let me add this for Dabo Swinney. Hey, the ACC, especially the way it is looking and how they're configuring their situation, it looks like a dead conference. I mean, I'm just being honest. ACC might mess around and start dissolving like the Pac-12. So, hey, at some point in time, I would rather leave, on my own terms before that shit starts going haywire. That's all I'm saying. So that's why I will put Dabo Swinney up there. But, that wasn't the only coaching news tonight or today. There was some other coaching news that kind of took me off guard. Literally, I was, I did not see this happening at all. Pete Carroll out. He's out as a Seahawks head coach. I did not see that coming. It came out of nowhere. But let's take a listen to how this came about. I mean, it was something that literally came out of nowhere in the middle of the afternoon, and then next thing you know, just alerts all crazy on my phone of Pete Carroll being out as the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. And it definitely took me off guard because I'm like, well, damn, I know you missed the playoffs this year, but you had a resurgent year last year. And I thought the Seahawks was heading in a good direction. I thought they was heading to a direction where they can start being one of those teams that can, at least compete to be one of the teams to represent in the NFC in the Super Bowl. At least that for sure. Let's take a listen.
Our last game, I had a couple chances to talk, and first I shared my feelings about our team and about the organization and representing the 12s, and my intentions of staying with the Hawks, man. And that was true to the bone. And I want to make sure that that's clear as things have shifted so quickly in most people's perspective. It's been an honor and a thrill to be part of this program. And I've loved every minute of it. And you've watched me love it in particular. And it's exciting that there's such a future here, and you can see it. And we know what's happening, and it's bright, and the club's got great places to go, and there's great chances. It don't ever happen automatically. There's a lot of work to be done and all of that, but the future is bright. I'm freaking jacked. I'm fired up. I'm not tired. I'm not worn down. You guys tried your best. You didn't wear me out. It's the end of the season. I'm supposed to be, go lay on a cot somewhere. I ain't feeling like that. And, there's what's coming. I don't know. I got no idea. And I really don't care right now.
I'm kind of confused when Pete says that. I'm not worn out. I'm not tired. I get it. He's 72, I guess you could excuse the same situation as Saban did. They're the same age and the grind. But when you say that, hey, I'm not tired, I'm not worn out, then why go to an advisory role with the Seahawks? I think there's something else that we're not hearing about. It must be something. I got a feeling there's going to be something coming out down the line about some situations about, just disagreements, not necessarily disagreements, but just different philosophies and where the team was going. That's just my opinion. Because when you hear Pete say, I'm not tired, I'm not worn out, man, that kind of, I'm jacked up, I'm fired up to help with the team in the future, being in this advisory role for if you're not tired and worn out and you're jacked up to help the team for the future in this advisory role, why don't you just stick around and coach? So to me, I think there's something more that's not getting told. I think there's going to be more coming out. There has to be, because I'm not buying that. And for a guy at 72 and saying, I'm not tired, I'm not worn out from coaching an NFL team, and he feels like, it sounds like he doesn't have the urge, that he doesn't want to coach. I don't know. Something sounds a little fishy right there. I'm waiting for a report to pop out. That's just my take on it. But I will say this about Pete Carroll. Love what he did at USC, but I love what he did with Seattle. Hey, man, he turned the Seahawks into a team that you had to bring it. You had to bring it. Hey, well, we can't act like that Legion of Boom time was, boy, they was going to be physical. They was going it was a heavyweight fight when you played football against the Seahawks. Now, we got to be honest about Pete Carroll. We know what's going to haunt him forever. Forever, ever. You know what's going to haunt him? It's the fact that by one decision of making that throw in that Super Bowl against the Patriots and getting it intercepted, that changed the whole course and direction of that team at that point in time. They just won a Super Bowl by dominating Peyton Manning in a historic offense from the Broncos. They would put that offense from the Broncos, and Peyton Manning was putting up mad numbers. They got obliterated in that Super Bowl. All you had to do was just turn around and hand that ball off to Beast Mode. You got 2 in a row. And who knows what could have came after that. You possibly could have had you know what they say? You possibly could have had a dynasty. And that one decision, we could be, you can fake the funk if you want to. That one decision changed the trajectory from the Seahawks being a dynasty. Because after that decision, your locker room was fractured. Y'all seen all the former players that was in that locker room at that time. They've all said their piece, especially Richard Sherman, who's always been very honest and open about it. It was like that decision changed things. Beast Mode Lynch, Marshawn Lynch has been open and honest, and that changed it. It changed everything about that team in that locker room. And then you see how the love and I guess this separation between Russ and everybody else, he changed it by that one decision. And if I'm Pete Carroll, man, hey, that's one thing that I don't think he'll ever be able to come back from. I would love to talk to Pete Carroll and just ask him, like, hey, man, what happened in that game? Who made the decision? And I want to see if he'll take the call for it. And be like, I just want to ask him. I'm just curious about it. I really am. So I think for me, that's going to be one thing that I think Pete Carroll will always have in the back of his mind, that he probably will want to change in his coaching career. But I love Pete Carroll. I loved his enthusiasm for the game. I loved how he brought the Seattle Seahawks out of the dump, made them a team that you wanted to watch. But hey, remember, like we always say, good things don't always last forever. They don't last forever. But hey, One thing that I ain't gonna trip about, I am not gonna miss the fact that they always had his little cruddy ass chewing that damn gum like a camel all the time on the sideline. I hate it when the camera would pan over to him. He like close your mouth, bro. Like that shit was irritating. Anyway, I'm just being petty. It annoyed me. That's one of my pet peeves. I'm chewing loud, especially all that damn gun lately. That man he wear out a pack of gum. That man wear out a pack of gum, I tell you, dog. Let me chill out. Do a little overtime. We just hit the hour mark, but I don't care. Hey, man. Woo! Somebody got paid today. Who was that? Oh, yeah. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard got paid. He got an extension, y'all. That man got an extension, y'all. I'm gonna leave that up to y'all or whether he deserves it or not. Because that's not for me to decide that. Me personally, because of the just the, I guess, the lack of durability over the last few years. Because at most you'll get maybe 52, 57 games out of him. That's not enough for me. If I was a GM or owner of a basketball team, we play 84 games. I need 70. That's just me. So look, and that's not to. I'm not throwing no Kawhi slander. I think he's a very talented guy. I think he's one of those guys that when he's on the court, he's probably one of the better guys on the court. But this is the state of the basketball world. He's 32 years old, and he gets an extension that, he ain't got to worry or trip about no bread for the rest of his life, probably. These NBA players are getting highly paid, but just for me, I don't know if I've been willing to invest that type of money into a guy that you might get a little bit like half of the season with, like 52, 56, 57 games. I play 82. You barely getting half the season out the way. That's just me. But hey, congratulations to him. And like I said, that's not for me to determine whether it was the right call or not. Just me personally, if I was in that GM shoes, nope, yeah. If anything, I would have let this current contract run out, and I probably would have done a signing trade. I don't know if I would have extended. Just saying. Anyway, we're gonna get up out of here, y'all. Y'all tap in with me. I usually go Monday through Wednesdays. I think I'm gonna keep that schedule. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Keep dropping this content for you guys. But I'll also keep my options open. My Thursdays are kind of opening up for me now, even though they are still very hectic and busy for me. So we'll see what's up. But if you like what you saw, like what you heard, please do me a huge favor. Keep showing me some love. Like, comment, share, follow I.O.W. Sports Network on YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, that notification button, and let you know when we drop a show, whether it's the late night hour show or the Monday or Thursday show. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram at I.O.W. Sports Network. Follow us on Twitter at I.O.W. Sports 1. You want to talk it over with me personally? KC Wildcard Mar on the Twitter, Wildcard Mar on Facebook and Instagram. That's just what it is. Hey, until then, till the next time I see y'all, and it's been real. I appreciate the love and the support, man. Y'all tap in with your boy. I'm outie. 5,000. Holla.
Silent Hill TV, yes. Yeah, smoking so much dope, I'm seeing traces. Visual lasers load across the scene is dangerous, aggressive like behavior. Couple monsters for my neighbors, resisting human nature, persistently getting greater. Blood chase like the Terminator. Fire up the green, I need it, increase the dopamine. Feel better, so I kill better. Doped up of cocaine. Roaming like I never had a home, so I'm all alone. Smoking bones down the chromosomes till the filter's gone. Suffocating under heavy pressure, the signature marks are the cornerstone of a nigga that's ready to spark. Like the pathway through the treacherous, wonderful dark. Searching for a lost spark, curators of a lost art. Desperately holding shit together until it falls apart. Blood started pulling the water, just waiting on the sharks. Love is the deadliest game, but I'll just massacre your heart. Tearing at your body, wondering how did we start?
Fuck man, I think a nigga about to spaz out, cause I don't give a fuck no more when I'm down to my last night. Then I ran out of luck, feeling look down, about to pass out. Speeding down the highway in this challenge, afraid of God I will crash out. Dump the ash out, give it all up, dump the cash out. Make every second count, I just wanna see that ass bounce. Bitch, what you talking about? Drop dead, delete the party, nigga, watch your damn mouth. You don't wanna get me started.
Go. Pedal to the metal, hit the floor. Flying through the city, and that's about to float. Grab the man, grab a shit, get close. You already know how this can go. I'm about